It is currently the holiday season and we all know what that means. You're gonna have deals left and right, and Motorola is definitely coming to the party. Right now they have the 24 Edge model at a price of 250 bucks. This is the unlocked version of the phone. And the Moto Edge of 2025 is at 550, but you get some free gifts. So you get a smartwatch from them and you also get some wireless earbuds. So is it worth the extra $300 difference? Let's find out. Now, the first thing I want to talk about here is the Edge name being used appropriately. The Moto Edge literally has a screen that bleeds along the side of the device, and that's a characteristic among both of these phones here. So Edge is being used, and it's not just being said, it's actually a real thing. Okay, now, sure. Some people like Edge displays, but some people hate them. So that is one thing to consider, because if you're not sure, you're not aware of that, you would think that it's just being called the Edge for whatever reason. No, that's not the case. The screen bleeds along the side. And in this position here, you can see that the power button and volume up and down keys are along the right side of the device. But the 24 model has a microphone over there. It's kind of funny because I'm just now realizing that. And on the top of the device, you can see we have a mic up there as well. And looking along the left, you can see that there's an additional button. Now, the feature for each one of these buttons is different on both devices. And it's pretty much the same layout. Type-C charging, speaker grill on the left, or the right, excuse me, and the SIM tray slot. Now you're gonna have a dual camera setup on the 24. Main camera is 50 megapixels. It says OIS there. And 13 megapixels for the ultra wide. And on the 25 version, you're gonna have a 50 megapixel main sensor, a 50 megapixel ultra wide, and a 10 megapixel telephoto. So there is an upgrade in the camera department. Now, as far as displays, you're gonna have a 6.6 inch Full HD display on the 24 version of the Edge and a 6.7 inch Full HD Plus display on the 25 version. Now, resolution is 1220 by 2712 on the 25 version, so it's HD Plus, and it's going to be 1080p by 2400 on the 24. So there's also an upgrade in resolution, so an upgrade in screen. Now, there is a downgrade with one aspect of it. The 24 version has a refresh rate of 144 hertz, while the 25 version has a refresh rate of 120 hertz. Now, as far as the internal specs with both of these devices, they both feature 8 gigs of RAM. They both have 256 gigs of internal storage, but the processing is different on both of these devices. So on the 24 model, you're gonna have the Snapdragon 7S Gen 2, and on the 25 model, you're gonna have the MediaTek Dimensity 7400 Ultra. Now, in previous videos on the channel, I did say that I think the processor in this phone was better than this one, and I do want to apologize. I was wrong, because after some further testing, it does turn out that the MediaTek Ultra, the 7400 Ultra, is a bit better than this one here. Sure. Now, as far as out of the box here, you're gonna have Android 14, and it's upgradable to Android 15 with this device, and that's pretty much where the buck stops. Motorola doesn't normally upgrade their phones more than once, and it's a thing that they've been doing for a long time, and it's unfortunate, but I have to go ahead and tell you guys that it's a big deal. And with the Moto Edge of 2025, you're gonna have Android 15 out of the box, and they are promising Android 16 update be coming in the near future. Sure. Now, getting back to the screens here, one is gonna be a little bit brighter, or rated to be a bit brighter than the other, but if I go down right now and I cut these both up to max brightness, you can see they're both pretty bright, and outdoor visibility on both of these devices is gonna be an issue. Now, the battery in the Moto Edge of 25 is going to be 5,200 milliamps, and it's going to be 5,000 in the 24. Now, is there going to be a difference in battery life? Honestly, no, it isn't. It's going to be pretty much the same. Both of these devices are really good when it comes to battery. So if that's something you're worried about, don't think about that. Battery's going to be really good, but it is an upgrade nonetheless because it is bigger. Okay, sure. Now, as far as charging speeds and charging capabilities, both of them are going to feature 68-watt wired charging, so it's pretty fast on both of these devices. So getting topped off is not going to be an issue. And both devices feature 15-watt wireless charging. Now, when it comes to the water resistance on both of these, there's another upgrade on the 25 as well. IP68 on the 24 and IP68 and 9 for the 25. Both of these phones are going to have dual speakers, and they're 5G compatible. You can use Verizon. That's one thing about Motorola phones. Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, any carrier you have, it's going to be compatible with it. These are fully unlocked and able to be used with any carrier in the United States. Now, both of these devices do feature in-screen fingerprint scanners, and they are both optical, and they work pretty well. You know, they're relatively quick, and I'll say 99 times out of 100, you're gonna have no issues unlocking the phones. So that's nothing that's gonna be a difference. As far as overall performance, we can get over to the Geekbench and the TuTu benchmark scores. Now, one thing I want to go ahead and mention is I do know as a tech person here that these numbers don't necessarily mean anything. Okay, day-to-day performance is what you should focus on, because real world usage, most people aren't going to be doing the same things in their phones, and these tests is just showing things on paper. So it's not a reflection of how the device is going to work for you. Okay, sure. But when you're spending an extra $300, you expect a little bit more. So that's why I show these things. 24 model is going to have a single core score of 1015 and a multi-core score of 2899. And for the 25 version, single core score is 1081 and multi-core is 3032. So an upgrade nonetheless. Now, I have run tests earlier with the device and I got lower scores than that, but for some reason it just 8:30 this morning, 8:55 this morning, it just felt like showing out. Okay, sure. Now, when it comes to a TuTu benchmark, it's a big difference as well. I mean, to the point where I was kind of shocked. I didn't know it was that much of a difference, but 914, 558 on the 25 version and 688, 383 on the 24 model. So a significant difference. Do you notice that in everyday usage? I'm gonna say no, but it just depends on you as a user. So like when I open up certain apps like YouTube, so it did open up that one faster. If I go to Amazon, that was faster on the 24. And if I open up an app like Best Buy, which is a massive app, you can see, yeah, loaded up faster than the 24. But is that something to say, nah, I don't want this on anymore? No, not at all. I don't think it is at all, because that doesn't matter to a lot of people. As long as the app opens and functions, that's what a lot of people care about. So now the next thing I want to go ahead and discuss is the gaming performance, because some users out there, you know, they do game, and that is a question that they have. Which one is going to be the better performer when it comes to gaming? So here we are in game currently, and I can show you guys the settings that I'm running at. It's at, should be medium. So I'm at medium settings right now. I have low SFX quality. I have motion blur off. I can't stand motion blur. 60 frames per second. You can see we're overclocked. Now, when I play the game, it's probably not able to register on video because I'm shooting at 30 frames per second, but I'm running at 60 frames per second. And this is buttery smooth. And this is the 24 model as well. So it's buttery smooth. It just feels a bit better. All right, so we are currently in the Moto Edge of 2025. And let me go back to the settings to show you guys that it's on the same one. Oh, wait, oops, on high. So let me switch it over to medium here and make sure that I have the frames at 60 and the motion blur off. I can't stand motion blur, just not a fan of it. Playing the game right now, I can tell you that it is not as smooth. I think it's one of those things that just has to be optimized for it. Is it unplayable? No, not at all. But when you have it at max settings, you might as well just turn it off, because you're gonna have a CPU working hard for no reason. You're not gonna be able to get the benefit of it actually working a little bit harder. So if anything, you would just be killing your battery faster with no benefit. So it won't necessarily be worth it. Now, one thing you're not gonna have to sacrifice is those key Motorola features. So both of these devices, you do have the chop action, get the flashlight on, you can cut it off. And then you have the twist action here. This is what I like to call it, where you activate the camera. Oh, let me turn it from this way. Where you activate the camera. Now you see that there? It took way longer on the 25 version to activate. And that's some of the stuff that I'm talking about. Yeah, on paper it's faster, but that was just an example of like come on. Like that should have been a lot quicker than that. But let's try to do that with the screens being, with the phone being unlocked. So, why did the call activate? Let me do that one more time. I'm gonna leave this in the video so you guys can see it too. So, oh, so that was at the same time there. All right, so there it is. I guess it woke up. But overall capabilities and, you know, feature-wise, there are quite a few upgrades when it comes to both of these models here. But Depending on user, it may be worth it. But I think the 24 is a good option still in 2025. And the only thing you have to sacrifice is the fact that there aren't going to be any more updates coming to this one here. And if that's something that's important to you, then I'll say neither one of these devices should be in your considerations. But if you don't really care about having the latest and greatest software, you just want a phone that feels nice in the hand and does a good job at everyday performance, then either one of these will work. But if you're going to be spending the money, think twice about spending that $550 because once you get into that category, there are a lot of options. And in my opinion, there are better ones. But anyway, in the comment section below, which one do you think is better and is worth the money? And do you have either one of these devices? Let me know how your experience has been. But be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your family and friends. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.